Hi, I'm Dr. Sina Bari, a physician and AI builder. The system I'm about to demo does what used to require a marketing agency, a PR firm, an SEO consultant, and a video studio combined. 4 owned domains, 9 AI agents, 1 dashboard. Total cost is about $35 a month, and that cost compression is the point. Quick disclosure, before we start, the narration in the video is done using a voice clone from ElevenLabs. That took about an hour. See if you can spot the differences. Before we get into the agents, here's the strategic premise. The system is built around 4 owned domains, each with a distinct role. SinaBariMD.com is the canonical hub. Bio, work, media, and most importantly, structured data. The page declares a single person and physician identity with a network of same as links pointing to my professional profiles across the web. This is the entity anchor. The design itself came from Google Stitch, an AI tool that generates production-ready front end from prompts. What used to be a 6-week branding engagement was a weekend. Sinabari.net is the healthcare AI authority. Roughly 75% AI in medicine content, 25% adjacent health technology. Different audience, different content rules. drsinabari.com is the editorial node. Long-form essays at the intersection of medicine and technology. Newsreader font, monochrome design, deliberately not promotional. And SinaBariPlasticSurgery.com is the legacy specialty node focused on aesthetics and rejuvenation. Every satellite site links back to SinaBariMD.com, and every author byline references the same person ID. To Google, they aren't 4 sites, they're 4 facets of one entity. 5 years ago, this kind of multi-site entity strategy was the work of a specialist agency with content writers, editors, website designers, engineers, and SEO experts. Now it's a configuration file. There are 9 active agents in this system, each running in N8N. Each one replaces a role I would otherwise be paying for. The portfolio orchestrator is the project manager. It checks site eligibility against a ramp-up schedule and dispatches work to the other agents. The content research agent is a junior SEO researcher. It scouts topic candidates every Friday using Tavily, a search API designed for AI. When I select a candidate, it runs deep research and stores a brief. The content generator is a content writer. It takes the brief and drafts an article through OpenClaw, a self-hosted AI gateway. The draft enters human review. The content publisher is a web developer. After approval, it renders the article, regenerates the homepage, runs QA, and deploys. 3 other agents handle SEO research, media monitoring, and measurement. Together, these 9 agents do work that runs $10,000 to $20,000 a month at agency rates. Mine cost a few dollars in API calls. Every agent is isolated. None of them try to do more than one thing. Let's look at the simplest one. This is the SEO Research Agent. It runs every Monday morning and produces a weekly intelligence brief. The whole workflow has under 15 nodes. Let's walk through it. Here's the trigger. It's a cron node set to fire at 7 a.m. Pacific every Monday. The code node also seeds the 4 research queries the agent will run. Branded queries about my own visibility, competitive positioning in healthcare AI, recent algorithm updates, and editorial gap analysis across the 4 domains. These queries are templated so I can adjust them by editing one variable. The next 4 nodes call Tavily. In parallel, 1 per query. Tavily is a search API designed for AI agents, so the responses come back already extracted and ranked rather than as raw HTML. Each response feeds into the next stage. Here's the synthesis step. The 4 Tavily responses get bundled and sent to OpenClaw, which is a self-hosted AI gateway running on the same VPS as everything else. Behind it, OpenClaw is calling Claude with a structured prompt. The prompt asks for a weekly intelligence brief in a specific format. Title: 3 to 5 key findings, each with citations, a list of recommended actions, and source URLs for everything. The synthesized brief gets stored in the workflow's static data and surfaces on the dashboard SEO Actions tab. From there, I review it, decide which actions are worth implementing, and either implement directly or hand off to another agent. A weekly competitive intelligence brief like this is what a junior SEO consultant would charge $500 to $1,000 to produce. I get one every Monday morning automatically for the cost of 4 API calls. The structure of this workflow is the template for almost every other agent in the system. One trigger, one job, one structured output. That isolation is what makes the whole thing maintainable. The dashboard lives at sinabarimd.com/dashboard.html. It's password gated, set to no index, and it's how I actually operate the system day to day. The whole thing was built using Claude Code in a few sessions. A custom internal tool like this would normally be 6 to 8 weeks of contract development work. The Overview tab is what I look at first thing in the morning. The Daily To-Dos block consolidates everything across all the agents into a single actionable list. Pending drafts to review, SEO actions waiting for approval, QA issues that need attention. If nothing is on the list, the system is healthy and I move on. The Drafts tab shows everything the content generator has produced in their current state. I can preview a draft inline, edit the title or body directly in the browser, route it to a different site if it doesn't fit where it landed, or kick it back to OpenClaw for a rewrite with operator feedback. Approval is a single click. The draft enters the publish queue. QA runs at 3 levels. Article level checks happen automatically after every publish. Domain level checks audit a single site for structural issues like missing canonicals, schema mismatches, or forbidden topics on a site that shouldn't carry them. Portfolio level checks run across all 4 domains and flag inconsistencies. I don't deploy anything that fails QA. The gate is hard. The metrics tab is ground truth. I use Bright Data Residential Proxy to pull SERP results for branded queries weekly. Each result is tagged, owned, neutral, or negative. I can mark and unmark negatives directly here. Below that, Google Search Console data shows clicks, impressions, and average position over time. There's also a panel for GitHub repo traffic, since the open source release is part of the strategy. And SEO actions is where the research agent's briefs land for review. Generate from brief, review, approve, implement. The cycle closes back to the workflow we just looked at. And we're back. Just like the reputation engine itself, this video is a demonstration of how professionals like physicians can use AI tools to produce valuable content for themselves or for their patients. As I mentioned at the beginning, the narration was done with ElevenLabs, cloning my voice, the screen recording with Screen Studio, and the edit is in iMovie. I made this from idea to completion in about 4 hours. By way of comparison, a polished 10-minute explainer video from a production agency can run anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 and takes about 3 to 6 weeks. The source is on GitHub at github.com/sinabarimd/reputation engine. The longer write-up is on sinabarimd.com. The link is in the description. If you want this for your own brand, the code and the instructions are all there. Thanks for watching.